Hi guys, Rob here again. Thank you for joining me. And as ever, I would ask you please to like and subscribe and to share these videos to your other drumming and musician friends or whatever. And obviously hit the notification bell, because then you can find out when I'm about to post new vids, which, you know, I'm trying to do at least twice a week with these talky bits to camera. And of course, every day with my YouTube shorts on the practice pad or on the drum set. So anyway, as I say, thank you for being here. Now, this could be seen, this video, as one of my kind of concept videos, kind of a bit ethereal, possibly. Just lately, I've been sort of checking out some teachings of various people online, motivational speakers and gurus and different bits and bobs. And somebody wrote to me about it the other day and said, hey, why have you suddenly started this tip? And I'm not just suddenly on this now. I've been on it for a long time. And I have to be honest, the first time I kind of got into it was when I heard Within You, Without You, I think it was, the George Harrison track on Sgt. Pepper's. And I think before that, there was another track with sitar on it on Revolver, which we know is my favourite Beatle album. Love You Too, that song. And, you know, listening to some of George's solo career output, you know, and just being aware of people like John Coltrane as well. I'd read something about him and back in the day, sort of really getting into, you know, Buddhism and different things, you know, and but just being spiritual, really. And I'd like to think, in my own little way, you know, we can all do this. You don't have to be a guru or a master to be able to do this. You know, we can all take control of our lives and our instrument and do the research and do some work and do some inner work as well, you know. And so, yeah, just lately I've been maybe doing a few pad videos. I think it was Alan Watts who was inspiring me last week, listening to some of his you know, kind of motivational and insights into life. And I found that really, really interesting. So, right, where am I going with this? Right, so one, maybe check these things out, you know. I know some people instantly get, oh, here we go, a musician trying to get all spiritual and, you know, trying to find stuff that's in the ether that's out there and we can't see it. And, oh, what a great concept. But, you know, sorry, but I kind of believe that is a thing. And it got me thinking the other day, you know, and it's something you should maybe try yourself. And this is really hard. But you could try, for instance, picking up the sticks, either on the drum set or on a practice pad or on a pillow or on your legs, whatever. And you could even tap out with your hands. Just tap out the first things that comes into your head without even trying to, which is hard, but even without putting a thought in there of a paradiddle or a, you know, or a 16th note or an 8th note or anything, a Ratamacue, nothing, rock beat, nothing. And just see what comes out. Because I think, and this is where I may get a bit like, wee man, but I'm wondering if, you know, the earth is obviously moving, and it's vibrating, there's stuff happening, there's vibrations all over the place. You know, we just don't always pick up on everything. Animals do, but we don't always pick up on everything. And I think rhythm is everywhere within these frequencies of different sounds and pitches and things. And I sometimes wonder if some of that isn't, you know, sometimes when you're improvising or thinking about playing something and just freestyling, some of those ideas, maybe are we actually latching on to a rhythm and going with it? Or are we just sort of playing learnt behaviour? Now, most people say it's learnt behaviour, and I get that because I've spoken about this before. People ask at drum clinics and master classes and drum lessons, how do I improvise? What is improvising? Is it just pure genius, throwing these ideas out? And, you know, I like to think, yeah, a little bit of inspiration of the moment, but it's pulling from stuff you already know. And I'm not belittling it. I'm just saying I personally believe that's what it is, because I improvise a lot and I feel like I've got a good idea of how I do it. But there's this other, you know, train of thought, which is saying that You know, do these ideas come from there, or are we picking up on vibrations from somewhere else and ideas from somewhere else? So I know some of you probably go, I'm not going to watch this anymore, hippie. But what an interesting concept, eh? Even if you don't follow this video through, even if you stop at that moment and think, that's kind of an interesting concept, but hey ho, but maybe the seed has been planted, you know, in your imagination. But for me, as you can tell, because I'm going to keep talking about it just for a little while longer, it means a lot to me. You know, these pad videos that I do in the mornings, you know, some of them aren't contrived at all. Some of them are premeditated in some way. I think, oh, I wouldn't mind having a go at that. A lot of them, like I've said before, I wake up in the morning and the idea hits me. But it's like, where does that idea come from? You know, a lot of this stuff, they're not in bands that I rehearse with. These rhythms aren't anything that I'm playing on a session at the moment, or on a tour, or on a show, or, you know, for a jingle or for someone else's song. So why the devil do I wake up with certain patterns in my head? You know, where is that coming from? And yes, we could just say, oh, it's the idea you've woken up with, deal with it. That's all it is. Yeah, cool. Again, I get it. That's fine. But what's wrong with looking a little bit deeper and further than that? You know, otherwise there's nothing to look forward to in life if there's no aliens or gods, you know. So as I say, if you don't buy into this or can tie in with what I'm saying, I totally get it, and that's fine. And if you've already gone, that's fine too. But I think, you know, only being honest, and this is my channel, and I like to talk about things that are dear to me and some truths that I know about. And I like to think these things are coming from somewhere else, the vibration of the earth. You know, maybe it's coming from past people that have lived on this earth as well. Maybe things are still coming from there. Maybe there is still sounds echoing. People sometimes say, don't they, you make a sound and that sound goes on forever. The fact that you can't hear it or see it, it's still there. You know, and that concept itself is like, what? But I've just played it, it's gone. You know, but in time, is it? It was there, and so if it was there once, it's still there, and all this kind of thing. So, you know, I don't want to get too trippy with that whole thing, but it's an interesting concept, right? Pick up the sticks and see what comes. Like if I'm going to hit the table now, I'm not... Was that it? The first time I played it was how I wanted it to be. Second, I might have changed it slightly. I have to rewind and find out. But why did I play that? And if you think too hard, I would go... try and show off or something, you know. But the fact that I just played a simple phrase was the first thing that I wanted to play. Anyway, you know, just me playing random things doesn't mean anything. I could be reading it, I guess, or I could have thought about saying it before I pressed play on the camera, you know, record on the camera, but I didn't. But anyway, just an interesting concept, because as the people that follow my channel know, you know, I like to throw these things out there because I just think it's fascinating. I think the music in different cultures is fascinating, the way they pass it on to the young folk, you know, not always through written music, just by literally demonstrating and passing it on, like in the Indian culture and so on. And that goes all the way around the world, and that's fascinating. And you know, why wouldn't a group of 4 musicians from Liverpool get inspired by something that was happening a couple of thousand miles away? Same with any composer, classical composers, anything, you know, where does that inspiration come from? How do they hear it? How does it resonate? You know, is the earth resonating and giving us these ideas? And I think for rhythm, melody is a different thing, I suppose. But for rhythm, I mean, just listening, a police siren there, you may not have heard it there, but it literally just started there. Wee, wee, wee. The sort of sound that creates, and you can't help but count the distance between the pitch changes. And then I've got the rain out here, making a different, it's just started really throwing it down out here with a different sound as well. So with that sort of longer note being held over there, it's happening here. It's almost like a piece of ambient electronic music that I listen to, you know, but that came out of nowhere. That was like, boom, you know, the minute I started that sentence, that wasn't happening until I heard it. So, you know, it's like, that's brilliant, actually, brilliant that happened at that point. Ooh, but yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to let you listen to the rain for ages because that'd be very dull, just watching me looking out the window. So yeah, as I say, excited to get this out there. I've touched on bits of this before, but never quite like that. And as I say, whether it's me getting older and I'm thinking about things a bit more, I just think it's fascinating and something well worth investigating. And as I say, some of the top musicians that I love and respect and listen to have been sort of down this path, which I think is really interesting. And I don't see why I shouldn't venture down there as well. It shouldn't be just saved, you know, for certain people. Oh, video call coming in. I'll be back in about 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, so I don't see why it should be just saved for some of our heroes that went through it. You know, the more I listen to various people's teachings, you know, anyone can do all this kind of stuff. You don't have to be supposedly the world's greatest, whatever that means, to do any of this stuff. So you can do it at any level. So there you go. So yeah, just thought I'd get that out there, and yeah, good. And while I'm here, again, thanks for feedback on the YouTube shorts or the pad videos. They're getting a lot of love and stuff. A few funny comments as well, but as I say, it's all good. It doesn't matter. You know, it's all part of the ramblings. It's all part of the kind of inner reverberations of the earth coming through me. Hey, let's put it that way, you know, and I need to get it out there. Some people are saying, how can you manage to do different things every day? I don't know. This is what I mean. I don't know how I can do so many different videos. There's going to be a bit of repetition, obviously, occasionally. But yeah, why I'm feeling inspired, I don't know. I'm channeling, I don't know. It's coming from somewhere. And as I say, the more I get into these learnings of various gurus online and bits and bobs, I just find it interesting. You know, the days of the Maharishi Yogi, whatever, sort of ripping people off, I think those days are gone. So I'm not just, I'm trying to find people that have some background and you can trust. So yeah, it's just very, very interesting. And if it helps me, it might help you. And it's helped my music. And if it's helped my music, it might help you. That's what I feel I'm here for, is to pass information on and share things. We're human beings. We're good at sharing things to make other people's lives better as well as our own. So yeah, that was that. So yeah, thanks for those clips. And there's a few more shorts from last weekend, my drumming ramble in the smaller room. You may recognize some of my students who didn't have a lesson that day. I was in the smaller room at NARM Studios, which is all good. I prefer the big room, but the little room's okay. And there's a few more clips to come from that. And yeah, hopefully get a few more interviews with various sort of producers and engineers when I can over the next couple of weeks as well, because I've got some more sessions coming in and bits and bobs. And hopefully some exciting news about a drum clinic. Well, 2 or 3 drum clinics coming up actually. So watch this space, it's coming up. But there'll be a whole different clip on that, you know, that subject. That'll have a video of it in its own right, if you like. But yeah, one of them's with a drumming celebrity, which I'm quite excited about, and I'm hoping it's going to come off. And the other 2 are just me on my own. Anyway, I won't kill, because like it's teasing, isn't it? Like, do they call that Easter egg? An Easter egg? I don't know. Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in, and tuning in many different ways in this video. And I hope, yeah, it was of interest to you. I just think it's a fascinating subject. So once again, please like, subscribe, hit notification about all those things, and pass this video around the muso friends and musicians that might get something from it. And have a great week. And what day is it? It's Tuesday, so I'll get this uploaded now. And hopefully I'll see you guys again on Friday. Okay, guys, take care. Cheers, bye.